Okay, so I'm back with another video about parking. Parallel parking is one of the most nerve-wracking things that students are concerned about when taking the road test. While they focus on so much anxiety with the parking that they forget how to make proper left turns and right turns, and they pass the stop line while they stop. So be balanced when you take the road test. Don't put too much weight on one item like the U-turn or the parking or meeting the tester and pulling it. Like, just be yourself. If Hashem wants you to pass, you'll be okay, and just be a good sport about it. But let's get to the parking. Some of you, immediately after I uploaded the K-turn videos, you asked me about the parking. Thank you so much for that. Good response. You know I like good responses, and we'll get right to it. So what I want you to know is that when you turn the wheel from the center, here's the center, I'm describing with this number line the steering wheel. The steering wheel turns to the extreme right a certain amount of turns. It also turns to the extreme left a certain amount of turns. Okay, so on this side it turns from the center 1.5 turns. On this side it also turns 1.5 turns. That's a total of 3 full turns. 3 total turns from here to here. Why is that important to know? Because when you do the parking, you're going to turn the wheel to the right 1 full turn to the right. Okay? And then when you're at a certain point, we're going to discuss this in a minute, you're going to turn the wheel to the left 2 times. 1, 2. So here you have 0.5 remaining, and here you had 0.5 remaining. Sounds complicated. Let's see how it looks on a sketch. Very easy. For those of you who did it with me in the car, you know how easy it is. So let's say you're parking with this car that's parked up there, and you're driving here, and the tester says, hey, pull over and park with that car. So you're driving, and you're signaling right, and you're pulling over nicely to the right. Now the first thing that you want to do is come to a full stop wherever you are. You want to try to be nice and close to the car, but not too close where you're hitting it, obviously. But not far from the car where you're blocking the other traffic. Don't forget, you have 4 lanes. Okay, so you ended up next to the car, and you want to make sure that your trunk is sticking out. Okay, why do you want to have your trunk stick out? Because, now I'm going to magnify it a little bit. If you don't have your trunk stick out and you start your parking process, when you back up, you will be extremely close to the car. You don't want to have that distance. Now, notice what happens when you reverse back a little bit and have your trunk stick out. I'm gonna fix this car because some of you might say, oh, but that car is more narrow. So let's make it roughly the same width. And now they look around the same width. But the difference here is that the trunk of your car is sticking out from the trunk of his car. Very, very important to have your trunk stick out. And now when you back up, you'll see that you have that distance. And that's the distance that you want to have. So, back to the point. You stop with the car and you back up a little bit before you do anything with your wheels. You back up while your wheels are straight. You back up a little bit and then you stop. Once you stop, before you look over your left shoulder to make sure that it's clear, you will turn the wheel 1 turn to the right. Just 1 turn to the right. Once you have done that, what you're going to do is you're going to look over your left shoulder before you release the brakes, because then your car is going to stick out. And your car is going to travel in this general direction. It's not even general, it's an exact direction. Because your wheel is turned, you're going to go that way. The question is, where do you want to stop? This is too deep. You want to stop at a 45-degree angle. So you're going back and you're going to stop at a 45-degree angle. A 45-degree angle is half of 90, as we know. So that's a 90-degree mark. And you see the axis of, it's actually nice if I give it to you like this in yellow. You could see that this here is the 90-degree indication. Okay, we all agree that this is all 90 degrees. It's all consistent. Everything on this picture is 90 degrees. And if you look at the car is sitting on a 45-degree angle. The trick is finding the 45-degree angle, and that's why we practice parking so many times, because you really want to make sure that your car is sitting on the axis of the 45-degree angle. So again, 90 degrees, half of 90 degrees is 45, and look at how the car is sitting on a 45-degree angle. When your car is sitting on a 45-degree angle, that is in essence what ensures you, promises you an exact entrance into your parking bay. At that point, when you're parallel to the curb and you're in your parking bay and you're happy where you are, you don't want to go too far back where you hit the curb, you turn the wheel now one turn to the right. Remember, you started first at one turn to the right, and then you did two to the left, and now you're going to do again one to the right. And at that point, your wheels will be at zero. They're going to be straight. And then you're going to move up, and you're not going to move up all the way to the car where you're almost hitting it. For those of you who did the lessons with me, you remember that I tell you just move up an inch, because you want to, at this point where you're here, you want to just move up a little bit. So you have a nice amount of distance between you and the car in front of you, so that when you pull out, you have a lot of room to pull out. And by the way, you will have ample room to park with. It's never going to be a tight spot, like in Manhattan, where there's hardly any spots and you have to squeeze into a spot. It's not going to be like that. Also very important to note, put the car in park. When you're done with the park, you put the car in park. Very important to note, when you're done with the park, put the car in park. And don't look at the tester when you're done with the park. Be professional, be mature, and very serious about the whole thing. Just leave your two hands on the wheel and look straight ahead. They will give you further instructions. What can they tell you at that point? Only one thing. Good park, pull out. They're going to tell you to pull out. You're going to pull out. And how are you going to pull out? You're going to reverse a little bit. So if this is the car that you were parking with and you're nice and close to the car, you're going to put the car in reverse. You're going to back up. You're going to be here. And at that point, this will not be here because you have backed up. And you turn the wheel a half a turn or one turn to the left, and you nicely just pull out. And you drive away. Again, good luck, and I hope this was very elaborate so that you could go back and forth and repeat it and learn it and study it. But most of all, please just practice. Get on the road. There's no substitute for getting behind the wheel and driving safely. And we'll be in touch. Be safe. Let me know if you have any more questions. Bye-bye.